Hello and hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Technotalks. Today we have a very good stuff to talk about for Apple mobile gadgets lovers. We have a very interesting features of iPhone 12 2020 rumors and specs. New iPhone 12, everything we know about Apple's 2020 iPhones. The new iPhone 12 should be the biggest upgrade in years. Here's everything you need to know. Apple's iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max only went on sale a few months ago, but all eyes are already on the Cupertino company's 2020 handsets, and for one very good reason. iPhone 12 release date. The new iPhone 12 will be released within September 2020. There's always a possibility that Apple would go with an earlier launch in the year to avoid losing too much ground to rival phone makers who've already come out with 5G models. iPhone 12 price. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo was initially pessimistic about the price of 5G iPhones. In November, he wrote about the increasing costs of the iPhone's motherboard, which would lead you to believe that the phone as a whole would be more expensive too. However, in a more recent report, Kuo was actually positive about the pricing for the iPhone 12, saying, Apple will not significantly increase the price of 5G iPhones compared to this year's lineup, the price raising by between $30 and $100 depending on the specific version. iPhone 12 design, death for the notch. The notch that's become so familiar since Apple introduced it on the iPhone X could be on its way out for the 2020 iPhone. According to China Times report says Apple is ready to move away from the notch, and while a Credit Suisse analyst says that will happen by 2021, the first notch-free iPhone in a long while could arrive before the end of 2020. How many models on iPhone 12? Most of what we know about the new iPhone 12 thus far comes courtesy of a report from analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who forecasts 4 different iPhone 12 models on tap for 2020, one at 5.4 inches, 2 at 6.1 inches and the largest variant measuring 6.7 inches. It is said that only 5.4 and 6.7-inch models will feature 5G, while the 6.1-inch handset will be Apple's iPhone XR and iPhone 11 successor for 2020 and stick with LTE. But Apple is also rumored to be readying a full-fledged iPhone SE successor with a 4.7-inch LCD display and iPhone 8 design with an A13 Bionic processor. Analysts expect that phone to make an appearance during the first 3 months of 2020. iPhone will come out with 5G network support. A report from Nikkei says that all iPhone 12 models will ship with 5G networking capability, which means you wouldn't have to necessarily step up to an iPhone 12 Pro Max to enjoy faster downloads. Apple will work with Qualcomm and Samsung to supply its 2020 iPhones with modems from both companies that can connect to both mmWave and sub-6 GHz networks. According to Kuo, via CNBC, Qualcomm's development to date has been centered on mmWave, while Samsung has concentrated on sub-6 GHz. Kuo has subsequently said that the iPhone 12 models coming out this fall will support all versions of 5G. Up until recently, an ongoing legal battle between Apple and Qualcomm stymied 5G iPhone development. For months, Intel was pegged as the supplier that would provide Apple's first 5G modems in 2021, about 2 years after 5G-ready phones from Apple's rivals had debuted. But then, Apple and Qualcomm settled their lengthy dispute, Intel backed out of 5G chips entirely and Apple purchased Intel's modem business. Eventually, it's expected that Apple will stop contracting Qualcomm and Snapdragon for 5G chips and will design its own modems in-house, the same way it does for its A-series processors. That's unlikely to happen with the new iPhone 12. iPhone 12 cameras. It's also widely expected that the new iPhone 12 will add a new lens, a time-of-flight sensor. A time-of-flight sensor can more accurately judge distances. That helps create better bokeh effects on portrait shots. It also means the iPhone 12 will be in a better position to support augmented reality apps, which have been an increasing area of focus at Apple in recent years. A new report, which highlights 3D camera sensors, echoes this claim. The next iPhone is supposed to use sensor shift, a new kind of image stabilization technology, on its cameras. The technology works by detecting how the phone is moving, and then moving the camera sensors in the opposite direction using small actuators, keeping your picture stable. Kuo expects 2 iPhone 12 models, the 5.4-inch and 6.1-inch options, will feature dual lens arrays, while a 6.1-inch and 6.7-inch 12 Pro variants will sport triple lens cameras. iPhone 12 Touch ID in display. Apple could bring Touch ID back in a big way in 2020 by enabling fingerprint recognition anywhere on the display. The new iPhone 12's display could support a welcome improvement over the screens on many current smartphones. A tweet from leaker claims that Apple is considering whether to let next year's iPhone switch between a 60 Hz and 120 Hz refresh rate. Offering an iPhone with a 120Hz refresh rate would mean a smoother scrolling display than anything we've currently seen from rival devices. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Please do this all. It's all free of cost.